what happened here today?
Absolutely. At approximately shortly after 7 a.m. this morning, the West Allis Emergency Communications Center had received the first of several simultaneous 911 calls indicating a building fire in the 8800 block of West Maple Street in West Allis. Within 30 seconds of receiving that first 911 call, a full first alarm structure assignment was dispatched to the scene, which had brought in automatic aid resources from both the Milwaukee Fire Department and the Wauwatosa Fire Department. While units were responding, they could actually see smoke from the fire station, and they knew that this was going to be a working fire. As fire department units pulled up on scene, they saw that this fire was heavily involved. This was well beyond the incipient stage, and they actually had fire conditions coming out of both the second floor and the third floor. Despite that, crews made very valiant and very brave attacks. They did enter inside the structure to both the second floor and the third floor, as well as a ladder truck company did rescue 2 people off of a third floor balcony that were trapped. I'm happy to report that there were no civilian injuries. This is an 8-unit apartment building, and all occupants from all 8 units are accounted for and again have no injuries. There are also no injuries to any firefighters. As I said, crews made very brave and heroic attempts to attack this fire. However, because this fire was fully involved and because of the size of the structure, crews were actually withdrawn from the building a short time after due to the high heat and low visibility conditions. We did have one firefighter that did become separated from his crew, at which point a mayday was activated. However, within under 1 minute, that firefighter was reunited with his crew, and again, there were no injuries. We did also have a ladder truck company that was on the roof trying to perform some ventilation on that roof, and they were then pulled off of that roof a short time later due to the high heat and heavy fire conditions. As I said, there were 2 rescues that were made. Despite that, then, we did have defensive water tower operations that were set up, which brought that fire under control. The fire was placed under control around 90 minutes after crews had first arrived on scene. The initial first alarm fire brought about 29 firefighters to the scene, and about 15 minutes after that, this escalated to a second alarm, which then brings in a total of over 60 firefighters to the scene. We had assistance from the Milwaukee Fire Department, as I said, Wauwatosa Fire Department, as well as the Greenfield Fire Department, and we also had great assistance from the West Allis Police Department and the West Allis Water Department. Outside of... No, at this time, because we're still letting crews inside the building very cautiously. There was a large amount of water that was dumped on this fire. So we are trying to limit activity inside the building at this time, which is where the investigation would begin. So we will have a fire investigator begin their investigation, but at this time there's no point to any kind of cause or origin available yet.
Is the building inhabitable right now?
We'll still make an investigation at this time. It sounds like all 8 units will not be able to go back in just because of smoke and water damage. The majority of the fire damage was contained to the back of the building on the second floor and the third floor. But again, because of smoke damage and water damage, and the utilities have also been secured to the structure, nobody will be able to return.
The resident said there was a lot of electrical problems. Any idea if that may have been the cause?
No idea at this time. Like I said, we won't have any idea until we actually have an investigator that's on scene and able to work to determine that cause and origin.
We heard from some neighbors that there were pets in the house. Do you know anything about that?
There were some pets that were rescued as well as contained inside the residence. But as an exact number, I'm not sure how many pets were totally rescued.
And my last question is, what time did this start?
The first 911 call came in about 7:05.
You know, have you ever had issues with this building before, or it's been called here?
Without having any previous knowledge, I wouldn't know. I don't have that info.
So just to make sure we all get no one in the building, civilians or firefighters will hit.
Correct.
Do you by chance know how many people have been displaced?
I don't. It's an 8-unit building, and I would say on average between 2 to 4 occupants, so likely 20 to 30. And we did receive assistance as well from the Milwaukee County Transit System. They were able to provide a bus for shelter for those residents. So thank you very much. If we do have any other information, just monitor our social media site. We may send out a press release later. If there is any other information, just monitor our social media. All right, thank you.
Kyle, K-Y-L-E, and last is Novak. Got it. Thank you so much. Take care.
I'll have somebody go and check your money. Well, I mean, if you need help after you, sure, it's free. Okay, you can talk. Okay. I'll check on that and we'll have somebody come back. Our crews do not, and I believe the police department stayed back to allow access for our fire department.
But your crews don't?
Correct.
Okay.
No, they don't.
Okay, thank you.
They want you to get ran over.